Good morning. Let's take a nice breath in. Big sigh. A nice pronounced ah sound. And by the way, I encourage you to sprinkle that sigh and that ah throughout the day. When people make that sound, as an example, when they get home from work and they're really tired and they lay down in bed and they go, ah, that automatically begins to release some of the stress. So just as an example, consider using some of those ahs throughout the day. Now, the very first thing I want to talk about today or I want to ask you about today, is I want to ask you right off the bat if you can imagine someone who you find really unpleasant. Does someone pop into your mind? Maybe it's a political figure. Maybe who knows who it might be. Now, I'm not asking you to dwell on that, but when you do focus or pick someone out, you probably have a visual image that pops into your mind immediately. So my point is that when we're focusing on people or groups that we don't like, we actually, in the back of our mind, imagine visual images of these individuals. And so that person's face pops into your mind. And what I'm suggesting is that we are drawn to physicality. We are using that face as a focal point to direct our negative energy. And as a result, that negative energy begins to swell up within ourselves. By focusing on it, we create it within ourselves. And so I'm suggesting that might not be the best way to go about things, at least as a possibility. I mean, would you be willing to take a spoonful of poison for someone that you really didn't like if you thought it was going to do something to them? Would you do that? Would you take some really highly toxic material into your system in order to be of damage to them? That's exactly what we're doing. One of the things I really enjoy is watching reaction videos. And so I don't really watch that many actual movies, but I like to watch people's reactions as they watch what I consider to be classic movies or provocative films. And one of the things that I've noticed is that when people are watching something in which they identify as the good guy and the other group is the bad guy, then there's always this sense of being excited about the brutalization of that group. They begin to even the most horrible actions done to this group, they get excited about it. And I understand if you are dealing with something, like say if you are dealing with an animal with rabies, of course you may have to do what you have to do to stop that individual. But I don't know if we need to get thrilled about it. And this is what I see happening regularly when people who are generally good people and they're identified with the bad as being over there, they imagine horrible things happening to them and they get excited about it. It's like those movies, those zombie films or zombie TV shows that are so prolific. Once the good people, someone gets infected and they become a zombie and they become one of them, then it's okay. They're excited about brutalizing them. So I want to encourage you not to hope for bad things for other people. Focus in directing your energy towards good for yourself. Because when you hope for bad for other people, you have to take in a darkness into your own heart. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can still check people, you can still set limits without imagining and hoping for bad things, imagining people's faces and imagining bad things happening to them. Consider focusing your energy where you actually want to go yourself rather than imagining bad for others. Anyway, just a suggestion. I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. Remember, joy is a positive image. It's not about imagining bad for someone else. It's imagining positive elements for yourself. I bring my hands into prayer position and bow to you. Namaste. Thank you.